Okay guys, been talking about it for a long time, going pike fishing. Had a lot of inconsistent cold weather. Finally gonna get an opportunity to go out. So this is my tackle box. So we got crankbait, bomber, 6-foot, swim bait, top water, jerk baits, top water, tail dancer. That's a Rapala tail dancer, 20-foot diver. As you can see, I got a lot of spoons. Some of them I don't use for pike. Those are for trout and salmon. This is a little twister jig here. Got a swim jig here. Let me show you this one. I like this one. It's going to be like a perch imitator. So, alright. And rigged up, we got a 7-foot spinning quantum spinning rod, 7-foot medium heavy Abu Garcia bait caster. Yep, the spinning rod 7-foot. We got a perch imitating crankbait, stick bait there. It's a minnow alewife imitator swim bait. And then my dad, he's got rigged up here spinner bait with a twister tail on it, chartreuse. And then we got the Rapala clacking ramp. I believe that's a 5/8. Yeah. So, like I said, we're heading to a lake. We're gonna go pike fishing. There's a lot of pike there, and it's a lake that I have never fished before, so it should be exciting, hopefully. And I'm gonna get into the map of this lake, so we'll just kind of break it down real quick. Okay guys, so here's how I break down a new lake or a new fishery that I'm going to. I always start with the weather. As you can see here, I've got it pulled up, and tomorrow morning we've got 52 degrees at 9 a.m., winds of 7 and 8. I always look at the hourly forecast. Okay, so that's that. Pretty self-explanatory. I also go to the State Department of Environmental Conservation's website and look up the lake. And we're fishing for pike tomorrow. So there's a lot of bluegill and pumpkin seed, yellow perch, crappie. So it's important to look at your forage or your bait fish. Anytime you go to a new lake, you want to match the hatch, right? I mean, you want to be throwing stuff that is in the lake. Things that what you're targeting will eat. So that's that one. Let's go over here. And then I always look at a chart viewer. I happen to use Navionics. Okay, it's pretty simple to use. You can zoom in. Okay, this lake, it's not very long. I believe it's like 2 miles long. Okay, here's the boat launch. There's not a lot of features to this lake, but you do want to pick out your spots, so to speak, where you think the fish will be. In the springtime, when the weather is warming and the water's still warming, a lot of these pike will want to come up to the shallow flats and warm up. They should be, Silver Lake's a small lake, they should be spawning or just about done spawning. And from what I know, when they're done spawning, they eat pretty vigorously. So you can see down here at the south end, there's a nice flat right here. Okay, but you go along, the wind's coming out of the west tomorrow, so you want to fish the eastern shore because that wind is going to push bait fish up onto the flats. Okay. So you see these break lines where they're real close, where there's deep water next to shallow water. You can probably find fish in there. But that is not the primary choice I would go for. I'm going to go with the shallow flats, either on the south end or up here on the north end. Okay. The second places I'm going to be looking will be, see this point right here? You have the point, and then off of the point, you have this deep hole here next to 6, 8, 9 feet of water. Okay, there's a deep hole. And then it goes from 19 feet in the hole up to 10 feet. See that? You follow me? 10, 9, 8, 6, 5. But right here in the middle, there's this deep hole. And then it comes up to 13 feet to that point. That is going to hold fish. There's always going to be some fish in deeper water. All right. But they're going to also come up shallow too when they feel like it, you know, when the weather's right, which I believe it will be tomorrow. Okay, but you can see there's a nice big giant flat here. So the south end flat, the north end flat, plus that point are going to be probably the priority places that I would fish. Okay. But look at here. You got 8 foot and 5 foot. Look to the right of it. Drops off to 20, 21. So you have this high ridge that goes down here pretty far. Yeah, it goes down there pretty far, doesn't it? Let's see how long that thing is. Okay. So we're going to go from here to there. And we're talking a little over a quarter of a mile. Where you have this ridge right here in the middle. It's deeper on both sides of that ridge. Interesting. Yeah, that's going to hold fish, especially with the wind coming in from the west. There's going to be a lot of fish along there. So that's definitely going to be one of the places I target. So, and we'll probably spend a lot of time on it. Now there's some other points like this one here, which I will probably get to if nothing else is working. You know, if we have to go searching. There's another point there. But there's not a whole lot of features here. There's another point there. It's a decent point right there. It's underwater. Another point here. Okay. So, yep. That's how I break down a lake. I look for the high percentage places, and it all depends too on the species you're fishing for. You know, I mean, bass, they're gonna be up in the same places, but they're not gonna be eating. Uh, a lot of times they can eat things or be more fussy. They could be more fussy or as to what they're gonna eat. Pike, whatever you throw, if they're hungry, basically they're gonna eat it. So bass and pike, it's a lot of fun. So I don't know. I guess that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and don't forget to comment and like and subscribe. Thank you.